So I'm wearing this ugly orange top, and if anybody calls it, oh no, it's not ugly, get the fuck off my fucking. I don't have time for your negativity. Okay, get off, get out. Anyway, I'm wearing this ugly orange shirt because that's what I wear to work as a dog groomer. I just wear shit that strangers give me. I asked my neighbor 2 weeks ago, a guy, he's gonna give me. He was trying to give me some clothing, and he gave me like this really like feminine clothing, and was like, who the fuck do you think I am? Like, uh, have you not lived next to me like for like 3-4 years? Like, so yeah, can you just give me some like of your clothing, like men's clothing that you don't need? So I got like a bunch of like oversized men's shirts, but that's of course they're like really ugly like this, which I don't give a single fuck. I'm not really shallow or anything, so I don't really care, you know. I'm always constantly on the inner world, and um, I only ever see people's insides, and I rarely ever see people's outsides. Like, I have to really focus to be able to see people's outsides because I naturally see people's insides, and so I don't really care about how people look on the outside, you know. So I don't care. Um, so that the last video I just posted, like was it yesterday, day before. I knew I was gonna get. I knew the reason why I titled it the way I did was because I knew it was gonna blow up. Because the title is not what the video is about. It's not like the first thing I kind of say in the video is I'm not converting to Satanism. Let's say Christianity. I'm not converting to Satanism, but I'm pagan through and through. So, and I always will be. But anyway, go watch that video. I knew it was gonna blow up, and clickbait. You know, why not? um, I got 29 views on it, so I got 2 comments on it. And I knew. It's funny because like I'm like, oh, the Christians are gonna come running out. This they're gonna come flooding through my comment section. And you know, it's just sad, you know, when this people are so like they're so predictable that you even say it and they still do it anyway. Like, what the fuck? You know, if somebody says it, maybe you should think, oh shit, you know, she said it, so maybe I should actually not do it, because that just makes me look. Because in the video itself, I'm just like, I know what's gonna happen. I do not give a singular fuck. I mean, if someone were to actually take the time to actually watch the video itself, none of these comments would be in my comment section. um, I'm to a place now where I'm like, yay, views and comments. I'm not like weirded out. I'm not weirded out. I'm not angry. I'm not confused. I'm just like, yes, views. Exactly what I wanted. um, and so, got a comment. I thought it was gonna be like a good comment because the person has like yoga in their title, which of course obviously it's a white person pretending to do yoga, pretending to know what the fuck yoga is. You know, the very spiritual, like white spirituality shit. Like sometimes when I see like white, like people joking about white people on TikTok or Instagram and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's so mean. You know, like don't do that. And then like I see it, like it happens to me, against me, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? Let keep doing that. Keep bullying these white spiritualists who think this is, you know, spirituality, and then like they go to church on Sunday, and then right after church they go to like in their church they go to yoga class. Like that is, you do realize that's not you can't, you know, you do realize that, right? You can't have it both ways. Very appropriation. Very appropriation, because that's what true appropriation is. Okay, when somebody is really like authentically doing yoga and with the Hinduism or all that together with it, I'm completely fine with that. I don't care what you look like on the outside. I don't care what your blood says or your ancestry.com says. Ancestry.com, is it? .com or .gov or .org or something? Whatever, ancestry website. When you get your DNA test, I don't care what it says. I don't care. As if you're fucking doing it respectfully and in the right way, you're good. I'm great. I'm happy for you. But you go into a yoga class in your fucking church and you're commenting shit like this on people's videos and you're saying this with your name being yoga something or other, get the fuck out of here. You're appropriating yoga, which is a spiritual, not a Christian thing, at its finest, a very spiritual thing, very Hindu, Indian thing. Very pagan. It's a pagan thing because Hinduism is the oldest, fully like living pagan religion. Of course, we have like neo-paganism and Wicca and things like that too, but it's not like institutionalized really. Like Hinduism isn't really institutionalized, but it's like it kind of is at the same time. So it's like still it's never died. Like neo-paganism and stuff like that, it died. Like that kind of paganism died and then it was brought back. Or like it was just mixed up with Christianity or whatever, But like Hinduism is a pagan religion, it's paganism, but like it's just continuous. So it's a lot of neo-pagans and Hindus like we bond. We're like this. Neo-pagans on this side, on my side, we're cool with Hindus, and I've seen Hindus come to pagan rituals, neo-pagan rituals, Wicca rituals, stuff like that, and they just fit right in. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the fucking point of this video eventually. I want to do a kind of reply to that person. So, the comment said, "Hi, I don't know." Oh, we're gonna break this down too. Okay, I'm gonna break this down. Paragraph, or not really paragraph, but like kind of question by question or sentence, contradiction by contradiction. Okay, so hi, I don't know why you popped up. I don't know why you popped up for me, but I decided to watch your video. Did you really? No. It's so interesting when people say that and then like they comment a whole thing and it's like we'll be able to tell if you watch the video or not by what you type. You do know that, right? Like you're guessing, you're assuming what the video is about or what I say in the video based on the title. And then you comment your whole opinion, ideas that come into your head from your ego. And you're commenting that, and then you're lying too, saying that you watched my video. Didn't. You did not watch my video. I don't like liars. I don't like lying. I've always been. It makes me. I've never been able to lie either. It's like a purge. It's like a thing. Like I cannot contain that energy. I have to release it and let it go. I cannot contain like energy like that, and I can't lie. And when other people lie to me, it is the biggest pet peeve ever. I do not like liars. I cannot stand lying. And so yeah, that's why I do want to make a video of this, because I'm not whatever, right? But there's a lot of lies and contradictions in this comment. So some things I would like to ask you, and all these things that they're asking me, it could be all answered if they watch the video. I mean, it could all be answered if they actually watch the video. All the questions that they're asking me in the comments. It's really interesting. Some things I'd like to ask you, and me, anybody who knows me personally or like has watched my videos for any length of time, any length of time, any length of time. I mean, like just even 1 or 2 videos. If you've watched my videos prior to this, you're like, what? At this next sentence, at this question, it says, why are your 2 options Christianity or Satanism? Did he did he comment on somebody else's, like, did he mean to comment on somebody else's video or something? I'm really confused where he got that from. What do you Christianity and Satanism isn't even like in my radar usually. It's not even in my head. Like it's not even part of my life at all, unless it's like some Christian randomly comes up to me on the street. Like that shit happens. Or like that's really the only time. Now Satanism, as in like the atheistic, non-Christian kind of Satanism, Luciferianism, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that I am like looking into, like philosophical kind of. Cause I'm a pagan, so I'm not like Satanism, Satan or Lucifer is not a real entity to me. I am not. I mean, the Abrahamic religion, I'm even just Middle Eastern paganism in general, all of that stuff, all the Middle Eastern gods, they have no meaning in my life. They're literally like how an atheist or a Christian would feel reading the Greek myths, like a book of Greek myths, is the same way I feel when I read the Bible or anything about Middle Eastern gods. So Christianity and Satanism is definitely not my 2 options. They're not even any options of mine at all. So he literally looked at my title of the video and just went full, like, he was offended. Then, and also, could one believe? I don't know what this question. I don't know what this question comes from either. I don't, because maybe he watched someone else's video and like, I don't know how this would happen, but I mean, I'm guessing sometimes it does. But I'm guessing he watched someone else's video and then like commented on mine. I don't know where this question is coming from, but he said, and also, could one believe in the message of Jesus, but not in Christianity? No, because Jesus is the leader of Christianity. But why are we having this discussion on my video that has nothing to do with that question at all? It's just, it's weird. People like just, when people just like think about like, I'm gonna create an image in your brain, okay? So there's like a group of 3 people, right? And there's one person right here, one person right here, and they're like kind of just talking to each other, and the one person sitting right there, he's just listening. And I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about like just going to a water park or something, just something like, hey, you want to go to water park, this next week because summer's almost over, and so I'm like, yeah. And the other person's like, Jesus said in the Bible. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Anyway, so about the water park. Like, where did the fuck that come from? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's just weird. When people like just, it's just, I don't know. It's really socially awkward. I got this person. I think maybe this person's socially awkward. Either that, or like I said, he meant to comment somebody else's video. I'm not sure, but and I'm not like, I'm socially awkward. So I'm not judging. um, and then this person, I know where you got your info on supposed or maybe he meant I don't know. He said I know, but the question, I mean, the sentence doesn't really match up. I don't know what he meant by this. He said, I know where you got your info on the supposed false gods of the Bible, which I didn't talk about any false gods of the Bible in my video, so I don't know where the fuck that came from out of nowhere. This dude was high or something. But how can you be certain of anything with 1,000-year-old texts and modern spin-offs, interpretations of such writings? I don't know whose video he was watching, but I'm certainly not gonna put my faith or um, blindly follow a text, or I go by personal gnosis. I go by intuition, personal gnosis, and direct communication with my gods and nature, which nature is my gods. My gods are nature, and so direct communication and communing with gods, meditation, life in general, spiritual messages, and synchronicities, um, just things over my life that I have experienced. It's not really hard to explain. It's just just life, I guess. Life in general as a teacher and my guide. And I do not follow or blindly follow any writing by human. Like I always say in all my videos, I try to at least anyway. In all my posts, I do not worship human beings. I do not follow or worship human beings. I worship the spirit world. I worship gods. I worship and when I say worship, I don't mean like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to hell if I don't worship you. No, worship to me is like, I love you. You have done so much great in my life, and I cannot ever like coming from the heart. Just oh my god, like I fucking love you. Just kind of think about like worshiping your wife in the bedroom, kind of same thing, same exact thing, basically. And so I don't know where this is coming from at all. But yeah, I feel him. I don't think why would you trust something that was written 1,000 years ago in a book? Why would you trust? Why would the Bible even be something that you would care about? That anybody should care about at all? It's great to read. Maybe you can maybe some of it could. Look, don't when you read something, right? You think, oh, that fits with my values. I like that. This doesn't fit with my values. I don't like that. Don't be like, tell me what my values are. No, you need to learn that shit for yourself. You need to go through life and figure it out for yourself. You don't let anybody tell you what your own values are, what your own morals are. Don't let anybody tell you that. Don't let a book tell you that. Don't let a God tell you that. You come to a God. You have that. The God's coming to you, and you coming to a God, and it's not one way. The God's not coming to you, and you're not going to the God. It's like this. A divine relationship is like this, right? And so they're coming to you because you're coming to them, and it's just it's a match, and your values are already there and planted in you. That's just you as a spirit, right? Each spirit is an individual, and they have their own personalities, their own that continues through life. They will grow, they will learn, but they will always be true to themselves. They will always be them, right? And that's our soul. That's what our soul is. Us, who we are. Like if you look through history, maybe you might find some people that like, wow, I feel a really strong connection with this person. We have the same values, or that might have been you in a past life, and so that's what our soul is. That's why it's to me, I feel like it's the biggest crime, tripling time as bad as murder, physical murder, to try to kill someone's spirit or soul, which you can never truly do. If you do kill someone's spirit or soul, that soul is really just going dormant or into hibernation until the next life. Sometimes maybe even they might be awakened again in this life, but sometimes if it's been through too much in this life, they'd be like, you know what, it's not even worth it. I'm gonna go dormant, and the next life it can come back. But our individuality is the most important thing as spirits, as spiritual beings. We're not our body. We are all the rest. We are our minds, not the brain, okay, not the nervous system. We are the smoke, the fog, the intangible. That's really who we are. That's our truth. That's what we are, who we are only. And so anyway, that's my beliefs. Um Also, couldn't you gather and I like this. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what he's commenting to, because yes, yes, bitch, I feel you. Exactly. Whoever you're talking to, I agree 100%. It says, also, couldn't you gather your own morality and sense of self without needing to title yourself with terms such as Christian or Satanist? Exactly, yes. Your morality should not be coming from a religion. Your morality should be coming from within. And like why I gravitate towards Luciferianism um, is because it's the left-handed path. It's because it's individualistic, and because it has the morals that I already embody in my soul, in my spiritual being. And so I gravitate to that because it shares what I already have. I am not taking that from a religion or a title. I am describing myself. I am defining myself. I am not following something. If that makes sense. Um, communication has been very important as human beings. How, for like example, a medicine woman goes out in nature and she needs to find a specific plant for a specific disease, right? And so she needs to find a specific plant that has dark green leaves with long, spiky leaves, maybe a purple flower. But she has to be very specific. She can just be like, flower. I don't want to label it. I don't want to, no. Define it. Don't. There's labels and then there's labels, right? So like, it's good. It's important to describe yourself because it's important to know who you are, know thyself, right? Because if you don't label, if you don't, not like label as in limiting, but like if you don't define yourself, guess what? Others are gonna do it for you. So don't give them that opportunity. So like that, like a medicine woman in the past would be needing to be very specific of what kind of plant she's looking for, because if she's just so told just a flower, she's gonna get any kind of flower, and guess what? That could be a poison flower. That can be just a completely different flower. She needs the right specific flower and herb for that specific disease. So labeling, defining, describing has always been a very important thing for human, or not for human, but like for life to continue, for life, for spirituality. Anyway, if you are truly spiritual, why do you need a middleman establishment like the church or teachings of the Satanists to be spiritual? Exactly, preach. I guess, whoever you're talking to, preach. I like where you're going with this. Why would you need an altar? Why would I need an altar? So I need an altar because I feel I can center I don't like need an altar, right? I can always be I'm spiritual in my van as a dog groomer. I'm spiritual in my bed when I'm communing with my gods. Um, I also need an altar because I don't like saying once, even though sometimes it is a want because people a lot of times society will kind of try to diminish wants, even though they are very important too. So yes, I will say I do need an altar because that is a very important thing for my spirituality. Um, because it's my spirituality. I have an altar there, and it's not doing me harm. It's helping me to grow as a person, to heal as a person. It has my gods there. I can center a point of focus, a point of reference, and humans and also other animals, like for example, um, eagles when they're in the sky looking down, right, and hunting for an animal, for a mouse. Their eyes kind of zoom in to this one little point of reference, right? They kind of just zone in and just hit this kind of, and so their eyes are just centered, right? And that's kind of like an altar in a way, if that makes sense to you. Um, it's a point of reference, and point of reference is very invaluable um, to human nature and life in general. Do you need to cast spells for your spirituality? So this is depends on what your definition of spell work is. Spell work is inherently spiritual. Um, do you need to cast spells for your spirituality? Yes, because spell work is inherently spiritual. Every religion and spiritual path has spell work. There isn't one that doesn't. And if anybody can comment down below to describe, to tell me what religion, if you know of any religions that don't have spell work in them, I would like to know about it and study about it. Not to practice it or convert it or anything, but to just, learn about it. I would really like to be interested. I'm really interested in learning about it. Like to be interested. I would like to, yeah, just grow my knowledge about, because to my knowledge, I don't know any religions or spiritual paths that do not have spell work. Christianity has prayer. Um, Hindus have yak yoga and things like that. Buddhists have meditation. Um, pagans have spells. Um, Atheists have science, and their magic, as in the scientific theory, the scientific process. Um, I can't think of one that maybe is a very niche spiritual path. But I cannot think of one right now of any that do not have any sort of spell work. So yes, spell work is kind of like an integral part of spirituality. Your mind may be attracted to the writings of Satanists and being logical, free, and leading your life how you wish. But do some research on how these Satanists live. Why? I'm not them. They're not me. Why would I need to study about how Satanists live? I don't care about other human beings. I care about them to the extent of I care about all life, right? I care about life. And in that aspect, I also care about the fact that when people do wrong against that life, they deserve consequences. Which sometimes those bad people would twist that and use that against me to try to be paradoxical and say, well, you can't be accepting if you can't really truly love all life if you don't like bad guys. Actually, that's if you allow evil and bad things to happen, You do not care about life. You are a bad person. That saying of bad things happen when good people do nothing is not true, because when good people do nothing, they are actually bad people. And so there is a paradox. Cannot have both ways. You cannot say that you care, but then do nothing to support or help or actually act on your care. The very colonialist thought. It's 11:30, and I have work at 6:30 tomorrow, and I'm tired. So if I sound like, oh my gosh, I can't talk, I probably can't talk, honestly. Um. Anyway, it is often about hedonism. Yep, I am a hedonist. I definitely am. I absolutely am a hedonist. And I say that with almost like straight face shit, because I am, literally, completely. I am hedonistic. I am a hedonist. I truly believe in hedonism. I reject aestheticism. What is that? What's aestheticism? I reject that because I believe down to my marrow that the purpose of life, the meaning of life, is to chase our dreams, and to provide ourselves with our wants and desires. I do and I cannot be convinced otherwise of it. I cannot be convinced otherwise. I do deep down, I do believe that that's the purpose of life. So yes, I am hedonistic, and I will only ever care about my wants and other people's wants. They should be able to do what they want to do. Um, and I'm not going to say, oh, within limits, because really deep down, we only want what's good for us. So if we want something that's going to hurt either ourselves or others, we actually don't truly want that. It's something that has been programmed into us, conditioned into us, or something like that. But we don't actually truly want anything that will ever hurt us or others. It's not a soul. A spirit and a soul cannot actually, it's just not possible. And so it might actually be harder than you think to find out what you actually truly desire and want. You have to really dig deep and do a lot of shadow work and take out all the conditioning, the societal conditioning, religious conditioning, all that stuff. And there's a video that I commented on about Lucifer and stuff, and I kind of described how like Lucifer like rebelled and he's like a symbol of fighting against depression. And also there's a lot of Reddits that I've seen sometimes. And I think Reddit is like, at least where I'm concerned, all the Reddits I'm a part of, they're a lot more down to earth and have a lot more depth than most any other social media. And so I really do, you know, like Reddit and what it has to say, but there was a Luciferian Reddit, which kind of started my interest in Lucifer and stuff like that. Not started, but like just kind of sparked it. Put a flashlight on it. And so it talked about, these some of these people who were really like like into specifically demons and stuff, like individual demons. Like they're kind of like pagan polytheists, but like demons. And that's just not me. I'm just like, But they were talking about different demons that were like what they're for, and this one was really helping them with like freeing themselves of all of this conditioning and stuff like that, liberating them and stuff. And I was just like, that's really, really good, really healthy, healing stuff, Really, yes. What else was I gonna say about that? But yeah. Oh, hedonism. So yeah, it actually takes a lot to be able to free yourself. It's not easy. You might think, oh, just whatever I want. No, what you think you want is actually not what you want. It's what if you just like let yourself like ease, you know. Sometimes I go back and forth. Sometimes it's like, yes, you do have to just ease and be, and what's coming to you. That's your true self, right? There's a quote, and I forgot how to fucking word it, but you are the silence, the silence. Okay, like in the shower, like so, the silence, right? That's why meditation is good. That's you, and that's why like society is dependent on the fact that you are not silent. That your brain is constantly overstimulated, overwhelmed. That you're always busy, 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 busy. Because like my grandma said when I was younger, idle hands are the devil's playground. You know why she said that? I think I know why now. Because she does not care about spiritual things. And those kinds of religious people that are against spirituality, they'll use the word devil as just like anything that to as a form of control, right? And so like the reason why that's a saying is because idle hands, rest, so slow and softness and just silence, to be in the stillness. That's when you that's when you grow. That's when you start having those true spiritual experiences. Um, and that's why they don't want us to do that, because we will find our true purpose. We will find our true selves, and they don't. This human society is like on teetering on an edge, right? And if the more that people awaken, the more that society starts to crumble, because all of the illusions would topple. Because it's all built on an illusion. It's all built on lies. It's all built on fakeness, like things like money, things like things that I don't even care about at all in my life. That I don't even. I've tried. People have tried to like teach me about. I'm like, oh, sorry, but that's all I care about is what nature says is real, and that's if there was anything else that you're trying to teach me, sorry, I'm not listening to you. You know, um, there's a lot more things in human society that like it just like so not real at all. And not like there's ambiguity as in like spiritual ambiguity. Like I said, the spirit is the fog, the intangible. That's not what I mean when I'm saying not real. But when I mean not real is like it's not a part of nature and it's not a part of spirituality. It's not a part of anything. It's something that humans literally created out of thin air, or nothing, and it's not real. Humans can create things like stories, right? But like in this way, like gods and stuff. But like those stories are actually really truly like what we're through those stories we are digging into the spirit realm. We are digging into our true selves, and we are that's only like a loud form of really connecting with our true self, just like things like fiction or like art and stuff like that. But things like taxes or like things like that. It's not real. It's not part of nature. It's not part of spirituality. There's no truth to it at all. It's literally like as soon as we awaken, that's gone. People who are depending on that, relying on that, would fucking crumble. They would all die in like less than days. And so they desperately need us to be blinded, to be constantly overstimulated. Um, so we are the stillness, and that's how to find the true wants and desires. We talked about you must know that these desires come from a less developed part of the brain. There's even such people who are sacrificing blood and such on the altar for a given effect. No, nobody's doing that. Trust me, sweetheart. A lot of people who are doing that are people who are not actual true Satanists or Luciferians, and they're doing something because their mommies hurt their feelings from their little kids. And so like, I'm gonna show my parents, I'm gonna show them, look at me, daddy priest, my priest is a dad, I'm gonna like be so, like, I'm gonna sacrifice an animal on the satanic altar. That's not real. It's not actual Satanism. And that's another thing that like really proves that they did not watch the video at all. They're not commenting on anything about like the 11 things I said. Says you actually want to be spiritual, you actually want to be devout, do the work. I agree with you, absolutely, 100%. Yes, I cannot stand people who try to like talk over me and think they're superior to me, but then they haven't done the work. They haven't done any work at all. Because all my life is about is doing spiritual work. And like this person right here, like they said they watched the video, but they didn't. And they're spouting off generic bullshit and contradictory shit and make me actually wonder if they're high. Obviously he hasn't done any work. The fact that he's so limited in his views, he's telling me, what, the only two things are Christianity and Satanism? Sweetie, that's in your worldview, that's in your mind. Because all you're talking about is from a Christian worldview in your comment. That's all you're coming from, is a Christian worldview. Your mind is very limited, very shallow. You should be able to sit and experience high states. Of ecstasy and bliss, without spells, books, and without the need to intellectualize whose God is real and whose is not. Yes, I absolutely agree. Whenever somebody says, "Oh, I don't believe that, it's not real," it's not about the question. When it comes to spirituality, religion, it is not about what is real. That's never been the question about spirituality. That's not the point. There is no scientifically proving God exists or doesn't exist. That is not the spiritual point. That's not what spirituality is. And I guess I can't really explain it to people because they're like, well, see, science can't prove that God exists or doesn't exist. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that shouldn't even be, like, those words and sentences don't go together at all. It's just not, your brain isn't connecting what spirituality is. You don't have any feeling of it. It's a feeling. It's not you're using purely the most societally appropriate part of your brain, and you're completely ignoring the other part of your brain. I think it's the left brain, or the left part of your brain that is logical, I think.